That's the whole point of this exercise is at cost, right?
Exactly.
Like you're not saying James Cook is going to be not even flex worthy.
No,
you're not
of
saying
course
Saquon
not.
Barkley is going to finish as outside the top 20 running back.
No, it's just that if he's RB6, then that's a disappointing kind of season for where you drafted.
Yes, that is a bust of a season compared to what you paid, and that's exactly how I feel about Breece Hall right now.
Yeah, fair.
I mean, Breece Hall, you will draft him as a top 15 running back. You will use a top 40 fantasy pick on him right now. You will be taking him probably over George Kittle, even Devontae Adams, Garrett Wilson, Marvin Harrison, Kenneth Walker, and Amarian Hampton. Like that's the conversation here. I think Breece Hall is going to catch a lot of short passes. I think he's going to split a backfield with Braylon Allen and even Isaiah Davis. Am I drafting that running back in the top 15 that's sharing carries and then dealing with touchdown equity to not only those running backs, but his own quarterback, Justin Fields? Like, would it shock you, Matthew, if Justin Fields runs for more touchdowns than Breece Hall this year?
It would not shock me, not at all.
In fact,
I think I would love to know the odds on that. I think I'd rather bet the Justin Fields side of that, certainly. Because again, he's never been a guy that they use a ton at the goal line. They're gonna use Justin Fields' leg, like you have to. You have to have designed runs for him at the goal line as well. Last year, under 15 fantasy points in 7 of his final 9 games. He's never had more than 5 rushing touchdowns in a game. Like he's never been a big touchdown scorer. His calling card has been, big usage and these explosive plays and his usage in the passing game. And that's going to happen this year, but there's more mouths to feed. And whereas before, I mean, he's currently going like as running back 14, and that feels a little rich.
It's just a matter of, like, do you value him more, once again, than Kenneth Walker, Amarian Hampton, and depending on what league you're in, some other higher-end guys. So it's, it just comes down to at cost. We have another YouTube comment here from Sean Murphy. If Connor feels this strongly about Hall, I take that as gospel. It just scares you a little bit, but yes, I've said it on the show. I'm around the team more. I'm around the Jets more than any other team in the NFL.
Yeah, of course, because you cover them for SNY. Yeah. It's Connor, by the way, Sean Murphy, by the way.
Yeah.
He's Connor with an O.
Yeah. Sean Murphy.
He's not James Connor.
Sean Murphy, lots of time in his hands now. He's in a timeshare with Drake Baldwin. He's a baseball player, Matthew.
Yeah, that's helpful. Baseball's the one you play with a little white ball, right?
Yeah, swing it back.
It's got seams on it?
Yeah,
Okay,
try to
got
hit
it,
out
got
of the
it, got
stadium.
Is Paul Konerko still a baseball player?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, him and Schregeloss.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
David Eckstein?
Unieski Betancourt.
Yeah, Eckstein, whatever.
Yeah, we got
Sean
it.
Figgins.
Yeah. Oh, man. We're rolling with the throwback names.
Yeah.
How about another running back?
Yeah, look, again, the whole point, to echo your thoughts here, Connor, these are not thoughts about, Matthew Layers, I'm doing bicep curls right now to match Connor. I like
with a knee.
Like,
I think I'm just Connor with a knee now. It's okay.
100%. Yeah, we got the gun show. Let's move this. Look at that.
There we go.
Look at the gun show. Yeah, exactly. Sun's out.
I'm already
guns out.
embarrassed.
Let's go. Listen, you're a handsome man.
Thank
it
you,
is what
Matthew.
it is.
Maybe I'll be on the Tonight
But
Show
also-
one day. Probably not, but
But Connor, when you compare your body to Matthew's on the aging curve, Matthew has the far superior body.
yes, it's based on what did you guys say the other day with Lawrence?
The bell curve.
Yes.
Bell curve.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, that's very good. That's very good.
Yeah, call me in 30 years. See if you look this good. All right. Joe Mixon is a bust for me. I don't understand his ADP. He's currently going as running back 20. He's going inside the top 60 according to Fantasy Life consensus ADP. I'm at running back 31. Like I have him at 99 overall. He's going inside the top 60. I'm at 99 overall. Like Joe Mixon just might be done. We don't know. But look, last year he was bottom 10 in avoided tackle rate among running backs with at least 100 rushes. He's almost 30 years old. He turned 29 in July, of course. From week 10 on last year, 3.4 yards per carry. They kept running him no matter what, for whatever reason. But this is a team last year in Houston that was 22nd in yards before contact on running back carries. Like, it's not a great offensive line. They've done some shuffling, but I don't think you can sit here and argue with a straight face that, hey, their line got better
Trade their best player.
by getting rid of Laramie Tunsil.
Yeah.
I know they wanted to, and that, there's some contract stuff, there's some business piece of that, but their line did not get better from last year without Laramie Tunsil, and so there's a chance that it is worse. He's already injured. It's an ankle injury. By the way, the same ankle that's been injured a lot last year previously. We know they want to pass more this year. One of the reasons why they have a new offensive coordinator this year is because they were so insistent on the run, and so they weren't able to do it. So they brought in, DeMeco Ryans brought in a new offense coordinator to be like, can we start taking advantage of C.J. Stroud, our best player here? Can we get him going? And then there's also the argument that, like, one of the reasons that Mixon worked in Houston to date is massive volume. Just, insane volume. But that's not guaranteed here. Like, again, we don't know what Nick Chubb looks like. Maybe Woody Marks, the rookie, spark. But, like, if he's not getting insane volume, and because he's so inefficient, including the fact that he just might get hurt, it's insane to me that people are drafting him as a top 20 running back. Like, and you think about sort of the 5th, 6th round where he's going right now in some of these drafts, and you think about some of the other wide receivers you could have in the 6th round.
Yeah, it's not. This one hasn't caught up yet.
No. This is just
you're on auto draft.
He's on a bust because of the ADP. It's too out of. Taylor 417 says, who's going to pick up the slack in Houston's backfield? Connor, like, they have Nick Chubb there, and we'll talk about Woody Marks a little bit because I don't know if people know about him.
I mean, he could legitimately be their third down back. That's how talented of a pass catcher he is. That was what he was best at in college. He can run a full running back route tree. He's reliable. He's very good after the catch in the open field. He's not a guy that is going to slot into number 1 running back, 20 touches. Like, that's not his game.
Sure.
He's a pass-catching third down back. So if you're in PPR and that's somebody that starts to see some volume, he becomes really interesting.
But the argument becomes if it's like Mixon and Chubb splitting first or second down, or even if it's like 60-30 first and second down, Mixon to Chubb, and then you've got Marks in as the third down back.
Right.
And, and they're going more pass heavy.
Ogunbowale.
You've got Ogunbowale there, and, like, they're still,
Are we definitely done with Dameon Pierce? Are we definitely putting a line through Dameon Pierce?
They seem to be done.
Why is he still on the team then? I don't get it.
But, like, Houston strikes me as one of those teams as well, given the fact that we don't know what the sort of status is of Chubb. We've heard some, camp reports that he's still not back to being Nick Chubb yet. But as this injury continues to linger on with Joe Mixon, Houston strikes me as one of the teams that'll be very active in the free agent market once camp cuts happen. Because there'll be some names that get cut that you're like, oh, that guy's still out there?
They're probably the number 1 team right now that the guy that leads them and carries week 1 isn't on the roster. Like, if you had to pick a team.
Yeah.
Because if Mixon's hurt,
Gus Edwards, come on down.
They need somebody.
Where are you?
Somebody.
It feels like they're running back in, like, the AFC wildcard round. It would be like Breece Hall or something, right? Like, they'll have a new,
As Philip says, does the Chubb Club make a return this year?
I don't think so, but I don't think he returns for the way we care about it.
Right.
Meaning, like, oh, can we suddenly start Nick Chubb? No, but do I think he makes a return in the sense that he'll be a thorn in the side of Joe Mixon's fantasy value? Yes. Again, they were rolling Joe Mixon out there with a 3.4 yards per carry average. Like, they don't care about efficiency, it doesn't seem like. At least they didn't last year.
Volume.
So, like, Nick Chubb, like, he may not be great at this stage of his career, but as long as he's reasonably close to Joe Mixon, he'll get some work. And just there's too much uncertainty and murkiness here in terms of the injury and the role and the concern that this is just too high a price for me to pay.
How about another big-name running back, Jay?
Yeah, stay on brand. Follow up my Saquon Barkley bust round 1 with round 2. Derrick Henry, another generational running
Day
back.
at work for you.
Yeah. So look, here's the thing with Derrick Henry.
You're just out here trolling people.
I'm not projecting or anticipating that Derrick Henry is suddenly going to get worse because of his age. I'm just going to assume that Derrick Henry is going to be really good until we actually see that he's not. This, in terms of him being a quote-unquote bust, it's more about 2 things. One, I think Keaton Mitchell's really good. And I think Keaton Mitchell is going to play. Keaton Mitchell was incredible in his limited sample in 2023. Now he's another year removed off of the Achilles. I think that they want to get him work. And I think that, like, this Baltimore team, they're the favorite to win the Super Bowl. Like, I don't think they're going to be going all out, revving the gas on Derrick Henry in, like, some Week 7 game because they have to. Like, I think they're going to have an eye towards the playoffs. 2, last year Derrick Henry was like 6 yards per carry and a touchdown per game. Like, are you going to exceed that? Like, I feel like that is the pinnacle of what we're going to get. And then the other thing is he plays half the snaps and he doesn't get any receiving work. So you need insane production on a per snap basis, which I get that he's Derrick Henry. He may do it again, but I'm just not banking on replicating last year's production.
I will tell you that, hey, he can't keep getting away with it. I want to be 1 year, I want to jump off the bandwagon 1 year early, then 1 year too late. At some point, it's going to catch up with Derrick Henry. That article has been written for 7 straight years.
But that's not the article I'm writing. I still think he's going to be really good.
Okay.
I just don't think he's going to get the same usage. And I don't think he's going to have the same amount of breakaway runs. I think that Keaton Mitchell is going to intrude on him more than like Justice Hill or whatever did last year.
Right.
And I think that they're going to manage him more towards the playoffs.
Well, listen, Kyle Adams here on YouTube literally says, how much does Keaton Mitchell cut into King Henry's workload? My personal take is I don't think he actually cuts into Derrick Henry's workload at all. I do think he cuts into Justice Hill's workload.
That's the role. It's the same role.
Yeah, but I will say this. That's the thing about Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry plays first and second down. He's not involved in the passing game. He doesn't play, a ton of snaps for a star running back. He actually, when you start looking at the snaps, the difference is that when he is out there, he's getting the ball. He's getting the ball in high leverage situations. The reason why I'm not ready to bail on Derrick Henry yet is because, well, he may not get the same usage that he did in terms of 20, 22 touches a game. Although I wouldn't bet against him. I just think he's a genetic freak in nature. Derrick Henry is. He is the exception that proves the rule, right? And remember, this is a guy that didn't play a lot this first couple of years. So while he's 31 years old, he's not as he has less mileage than perhaps some other 31 years old. But the other big thing to me is that I think the touchdowns remain. I think he is a lock. He is a lock for 12-plus touchdowns this year because they don't want Lamar keeping it at the goal line. Unlike some other mobile quarterbacks, they don't want Lamar touching it. And so the whole reason to have a Derrick Henry on your team is when you get in close, and the Ravens are obviously going to be in scoring position quite often this year, is to give it to 22.
Yep. Mauricio 108, would you trust? Who would you trust more, Henry's upside versus CMC's health concerns?
Trust more. Trust is a strong word here.
It's Derrick Henry for me. I just have the fear of CMC getting hurt every single year at this point, and I just think exactly what you just said, Matthew. I'm getting double-digit touchdowns from Derrick Henry, basically on one leg if he needs to.
Yeah, the word here though is upside. Mauricio, I'll take CMC, but I'll just. But in terms of trust, I don't know that I trust Henry's upside. I trust his floor. Yeah, that's the point. I trust Henry's floor versus CMC staying healthy all year. But if you're asking me to swing for the fences, I have CMC at 3 higher. Right, because the receiving, and we'll get to this later, but he's going to be put in more favorable positions to not take hits on his body.
Christian McCaffrey's been a starter in the NFL for basically 7 seasons. 3 of those he's been hurt. The other 4 he's been a top 2 running back. Right. And so that's what you're banking on.
Kind of roulette.
Yeah, exactly. And so you've got immense upside there. Last thing I'll say on Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
What we were talking about coming into last season, the one concern about the Ravens was their offensive line, which held up and was better than people anticipated. And Henry had an incredible year. Lamar Jackson had a historic season. The Ravens last year were the healthiest team in football on offense. So if you just bank in some health regression there, missing some time as some offensive linemen, backups coming in, just more so than last year, just another reason to not expect what happened last season.
Listen, again, I am pro Derrick Henry, so I'm sort of against you here. Although I will say, I'm at running back 7. His current ADP is running back 6. He's going 12. I'm 16 overall, so I'm slightly lower than the market at the moment. So I see some of that. But the other argument for your side here, very quickly, is that I feel like the Ravens have upgraded their pass catchers. You know what I mean? You think about last year, the emergence of Rashad Bateman. Right, obviously, Zay Flowers is a star. They get DeAndre Hopkins, who's going to have some role on this offense. They still kept Mark Andrews. Isaiah Likely, continues to get run. So there's a lot of mouths to feed on that offense. And then you just mentioned Keaton Mitchell looks fully healthy as well. He's going to have a role in this offense as well.
Yep. I'd rather have Chase Brown 20 picks later than Derrick Henry at price.
All right, guys, I'll close this out with a take that's a little less wild. Jaden Reed is my last bust here, guys. And, this isn't somebody being drafted in the same scope as everybody we've gone over right now. Yeah. Matthew, for you, he's your wide receiver 46. It's a little safer. His ADP is 109. But I wouldn't be drafting Jaden Reed.
You wouldn't draft him inside the top 110. Yeah, you're outraged by this guy.
Look at you guys really going out on a limb. Yeah. Joe Mixon, Jaden Reed.
Joe Mixon's going as a top 20 running back. Screw you.
Well, that's Saquon Barkley, Derrick Henry. Go someone fade Josh Allen. Yeah, join me.
But you're not fading. You're not fading Saquon or Derrick Henry. You're like, I just like him slightly less.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Jaden Reed.
If you want to be full on, anti-hero, go on. Go ahead. Just kill him. Tell them they're done. This is it.
Let me read the receivers that are being drafted in the bubble of Jaden Reed.
For
the desk that likes to laugh and be funny over here. Ricky Pearsall, His own teammate, Matthew Golden, who was a first-round pick, Cooper Kupp, Khalil Shakir, Emeka Ibuka, Josh Downs, Michael Pittman. I'm taking all of those names over Jaden Reed, and it's not even like a thing I'm thinking about very long.
The problem with Jaden Reed is that if they play like 12 personnel, you got 2 wide receivers on the field, like he's not out there. Like he's not. He's a slot guy.
The legit issue is that he doesn't play enough, and his volume I don't think will be enough with how many mouths to feed.
Played 63% of the snaps last year. He's not a full-time player.
Which I don't get, because it feels like he's their best wide receiver.
And he's unfortunately banged up right now, which is another layer to this.
Also dropped every ball that was thrown to him last year, which is also a problem.
I feel like it's a bit of an exaggeration. I feel like he caught a couple
catches.
He had a couple of catches.
He dropped a lot.
Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and RotorWorld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest Roto-World fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.